We're all constantly speaking a language we've never been formally taught. It's nonverbal communication, and it's happening in every single meeting, every conversation, every interaction you have. So the real question is, how do we go from just, using body language to truly understanding and mastering it? Let's dive in.
Okay, so let's get right to the big question a lot of people have. Is body language some kind of secret code? Is there this hidden dictionary of gestures that if you just memorize it, you'll be able to read anyone like a book and, spot every single lie? It's a really tempting idea for sure, but the reality is so much more profound.
So, on the one hand, you've got this pop culture myth that body language is just a list of tricks to manipulate people or to spot lies. But the truth? Oh, it's way more powerful than that. It's really a practice of awareness. It's a path to genuine empathy, and it's an incredible tool for building real, actual human connection. To get there, though, we have to completely shift our perspective.
And that all starts with moving beyond this simplistic and, frankly, often inaccurate idea of just lie detection. We need to reframe how we approach this entire subject.
See, true mastery here isn't about memorizing a checklist, right? Like, oh, crossed arms means angry, or a glance away means they're lying. It's not that simple. It's about developing this holistic, heightened awareness of the people around you and of yourself. It's a skill you have to cultivate, not just a bunch of rules you memorize from a book. But developing that kind of awareness isn't magic. It actually requires a plan. So let's walk through a clear, practical framework for how you can continuously improve, starting right now. And the first thing to get is that this isn't a skill you just learn and then bam, you're done. Think of it more like a muscle. It's a continuous practice, a deliberate, ongoing refinement of how you see and how you interact with the world and the people in it. Our plan has 3 really straightforward, actionable steps: active observation, critical self-analysis, and conscious practice. They all build on each other, so let's break down that first one.
All right, step 1, active observation. This just means you dedicate some time to watch people. Go to a cafe, an airport, even just pay attention in your next meeting. The key here is to first figure out a person's baseline. What do they look like when they're normal and relaxed? Then you watch for clusters of behavior that show a shift away from that. Don't look for lies, look for signs of comfort versus discomfort. Are they leaning in and open, or do they suddenly tense up and get closed off? That shift, that's where the interesting stuff is.
Okay, once you get the hang of observing other people, the next step, and this is a huge one, is to turn that skill inward. Now, this might feel a little uncomfortable at first, but trust me, it's incredibly powerful. Record yourself. During a presentation, a video call, whatever. Then, watch it back with a critical eye. What are your nervous habits? Do you fidget when you get stressed? What's your posture saying? This self-awareness is the absolute foundation for making any real intentional improvement. And finally, we have step 3. Conscious practice. You might hear this called encoding. This is where you intentionally apply everything you've learned. So before a big presentation or an important meeting, don't just practice what you're going to say. Practice your nonverbals. Stand in a confident posture. Use deep breathing to calm yourself down. The goal here is to consciously project the confidence and presence you want to feel. So, as you practice these skills of observing and encoding, you're going to find that they give you some real influence in your interactions. And that brings us to a really crucial point: the power and the ethical responsibility that comes with this kind of knowledge.
I mean, think about it this way. The ability to accurately read nonverbal cues and strategically send your own, that is a genuine form of power. And just like any power, it carries a pretty significant responsibility to use it wisely. This is where the ethical line is drawn. What's your intention? Is it to manipulate somebody for your own gain, or is it to connect for mutual understanding? Are you looking to exploit gaps in communication, or are you trying to bridge them? That choice, it matters a lot.
Look, trying to deceive someone might seem like it works in the short term, but it is a losing game. Why? Because it ultimately destroys trust, and trust is the absolute bedrock of all meaningful communication. Once that's gone, it is incredibly hard to get it back.
So, if the goal isn't to become some master manipulator or a human lie detector, then what is it? What are we really after here? Let's redefine the ultimate goal of this whole journey.
This is what we're really aiming for: nonverbal intelligence. And it's not a tactic, it's a capacity. It's the ability to have deeper human connections. And you get there through this heightened state of presence and awareness of yourself and of the people you're with. So let's be perfectly clear about this. The highest application of this skill, the ultimate purpose, it is not to become a human lie detector.
But to become a more empathetic and observant human being. That's the big shift right there. It moves your focus from suspicion to understanding, from judgment to connection.
And when you think about it, this practice of focused, non-judgmental observation, it's really just a form of mindfulness, isn't it? It's about being fully present in the moment, aware of yourself and others, and truly listening with more than just your ears.
This capacity, this ability to connect with people on a profound, authentic level by understanding what's happening beneath the surface of their words, that is the true silent command. That's the ultimate personal and professional advantage.
So I'll leave you with a challenge. As you go about your day, what unspoken message are you going to listen for? In your next conversation, what will you try to see instead of just hear?